Hello there, everybody. Welcome to. We got a very orange board here. Welcome to my next match of the Dominion Online Championship. Playing here against syamii, I don't know. And this is the semifinal, so if we win or lose here, we actually have another match. There's a third place match, so we'll have to see. Looking at this kingdom, it's probably going to be pretty fast. There's quite a bit you can do here. A lot of orange, as I mentioned. Not like an orange 5, though, which would have been kind of interesting, given Sailor and Cabin Boy. And plus Pi is a little lacking, so the only way you can really double province is with Artificer, which maybe isn't hugely compelling. I'm not sure yet. Certainly, like on a cage explosion turn, you could do it. So both open cage blockade. This buy here is a little tougher. You can also skip the cage, I guess, in hopes that you blockade it at a convenient time. It maybe helps the cage out a little bit. Okay. They hit a 4 cage. I guess the nice thing about blockade versus groom here is that you both of them more or less work. Maybe should have been a fishing village over supplies there, but maybe it should have been a cage for my blockade. Okay. There is some night. Yeah, maybe should have gotten a sailor earlier too. Can't really get a fishing village here. I was very fortunate because otherwise I was in a kind of a weird spot. I may have to bite the bullet and take the fishing village. Because we can't just go through here with none of these. Like we can't just let them blockade fishing village every turn. Oh man, that's a pretty big deal. There are like sailor blockade chains that are pretty wild here, but okay. Now, is there a nice artificer? Maybe. I have to watch the 3 piles. It'd be sort of nice to get another sailor. Hmm. This isn't okay. This does change things a little bit. We just leave the top deck stuff for now. What do they have? Okay. I'd really like to not give away a 3 pile here, but just don't think they have the draw. / actions / sailors. If there's a sailor in place, but that does open it up a little bit. So normally here I would just take the werewolf. I'm a little worried about that as a 3 pile. I'm a little worried about what I've done even as a 3 pile maneuver, to be honest. Okay, well, fishing village trash is a little helpful there. I didn't use the artificer gain. That's promising. I guess they're looking for a state pile out next turn. But they don't have, well, it depends. I can't get, I'm trying to think if there's like an estate curse pile out. Probably not. I mean, they could still fail to draw in various ways. Especially at this point. I mean, they have several estates and a curse, and they have quite a few stop cards, actually. But also pretty good amount of resources coming in. I shouldn't like auto play fishing villages just because there's a chance. I mean, I can try and double province, like double province duchy, and just be point wise a little bit out. Maybe if we blockade an estate, then the estate angle doesn't look quite so good. They might be able to double province themselves. They do have $6 coming in. But like if the estates aren't worth points, that does mitigate their pile out a little bit. So we should think about that. Yeah, I just don't think we're getting the but we could dud here too. I don't know that we're getting the no. Think we can do two. There's still a blockade. I wonder if double blockading the estates makes sense. I'm afraid that opens up some other kind of 3 pile for Syamii. Because Syamii could double province, that's not crazy, but it would make the 3 estate emptying minus points, which would be kind of nice. I don't think Artificer for a blockade, Artificer for werewolf isn't going to get us anywhere particularly. I should check this to make sure we have... I guess I don't even know that we have 8 cards to discard. The money's not the issue. Like if we double province, double estate here, that would put us at 14. I mean, that still just loses to the estate province pile out. Well, estate, I mean, the curses would empty. Yeah, that doesn't look so appealing now that I've seen it exactly. I don't know how the single estate does. Well, no, that would be minus 3 on that. They would have to get a duchy too, which again, not impossible. They would probably just need to find the artificer. So if they do find the artificer, they can do duchy province, empty estates. If they don't find the artificer, they'll be behind in points. Yeah, that's interesting. 1, 2, 3. They're gonna see quite a few cards here. I mean, if there's a play I can make that just guarantees I get another turn, that's fine too. But I assume they can pile on blockades and estates even if they can't. So if they do that, and those are worth points, then they only need... I mean, I have a kind of a limited... What did we draw? Copper. We can do a pretty reasonable... I mean, there's a pretty reasonable province maneuver here. Though it does leave province top decked. There's not a great way to avoid it. I mean, we can skip playing war. I guess if we hit a... You're just not... The problem, part of the problem is you don't know your... You don't know your hexes in time. So that does make it a little harder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's like we can do Fishing Village Artificer here, which is reasonable. Lets us play those. We still at 8. And we have to figure out if we want to do the... whether we want to do the estate double curse thing or do like cabin boy? Because cabin boy, well, it's fine, but not exciting. This is the spot where we wish we had more sailors for sure. Double curse, we end up with 14. If they can province, duchy, empty estates, then that's it. They win. Because that would empty curses as well. This way, if I don't do this, then like province, they wouldn't even need province necessarily. They could just do the estates by duchy. They have to get the blockades emptied as well, which both their sailors are here, so that means they can't chain the blockades, but they can of course just play them. They still have 2 in deck. I don't know. I don't really know which of those angles is the... I don't know which is less likely. They need the 2 blockades, but then the money is easier, right? If they can do the estates with Groom. I don't know how 1 estate looks, where they're not getting the... where they're just breaking even on the estates. So they would still have to do... they would have to buy a province, but again, it would just be the... and it would free up a Groom play for a blockade. It's really hard. At least I think it's really hard. They have 4 Grooms. I guess the other thing is they only have 4 Grooms. Holy cow. That's so stupid. I also got a very terrifying draw though, so... they had a good draw. I do have the cabin boys. They still drew everything even after poverty, which is a bummer. If the werewolves, like if some of that had been in, well, I don't know. But if they whiffed on some of that, it might have been okay. This is probably not pile out, just based on this. So we get to see 3 cards, or 4 cards rather. But their deck suddenly becomes pretty gross. Now, if we can find an artificer, I was going to say I really need an artificer, actually. Because we may just need to gain a werewolf. Yeah, I don't know how good they didn't get a lot of duration stuff down here. We don't really have an option here. It just has to be this. I mean, unless there was a pile out, but there's not. We're too far behind on points. So we have to do that. They may have a werewolf estate. I don't know. We'll probably end up with a last estate just because. Or pretty much. I mean, they have a couple horses and they blockaded a blockade, but. If we can get in a points lead, then that changes quite a bit. I guess the other question is whether they can just hit 8, but that seems tough, depending on what else is going on. So I might be able to do. I mean, I got a double province, right? And just blockade the estates. That might be a little scary. It does open up. Yeah, that's maybe a little scary. What do I do here? We don't have enough to win. Next turn for sure. Werewolf could still help. We're gonna have to do. So they're gonna put a blockade into hand, and then they would need blockade duchy. I'm gonna end with 27. That would win. Well, they would need still 2 blockades, but or groom blockade duchy, 2 blockades duchy, something like that. Or sailor, I guess. Though I think the sailors aren't in the shuffle, right? We do get, I guess, 2 werewolf hits if we want them. Locust is gone. Oh boy. You can empty the blockades here. But why? This is something. So does the estate gain helper hurt us? The grooms are gone. But if they get the estate and the blockades, they can just pile. But the grooms are gone. 1, 2, 3, 4 grooms played. And it's just a tie, I think. Probably. I mean, obviously they can hit 8 too. That's a thing. And we can still hit like diluted or something, or miserable helps. I say we can pile with what we have in play. This is like, I guess, Page Stewart into Margrave Sack of Loot. I don't know what else you could do. Smugglers could see some play. Maybe do Capital City or Hunter. You can do Margrave too. Pretty good Hunter. How do you do Capital City, do Margrave? Or you can do more Hunters, honestly. The Hunter is quite good. There's like a world where you get... I did give them that horse, unfortunately. They buy the sack of loot now, which I think is maybe a little greedy, but... How do we want to play this one? Do we think we'll trash, or do we think we'll try and draw into the warrior? The problem with the war... Well, no, that's okay. We could split the difference, maybe. I think you gotta think you're leaning towards more drawing versus trashing at this point. I don't totally hate the sack of loot, but I mean, you can just gain it with your hero. But they're drawn okay, so maybe it's fine. You could split the difference here, I guess. Your thing is that if you find we're lucky they didn't actually get to the hunter here. I don't have a warrior anyway. which I think probably I think we just cycle. This has got to be capital city or hunter, I guess. Yeah, I don't know if we get, and maybe it should have been Margrave. Next turn, do we want the treasure hunter? It's a little scary, right? Depending on if they hit sack of loot, like if they play sack of loot and buy a couple things. It's a little scary. Though, why did I get the second page at all, right? So we can wait. I think you wait. Hey, it's to block. It's just there to be hit by a warrior. Okay. Well, this may end up being ugly. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? That was a good turn, except that spell scroll is quite good. That was like good. The spell scroll is quite good. Well, it depends if they have the villager, right? Yeah, if they don't have that, this is actually a hilarious hunter. Makes me feel a little better about bottom decking Steward and Warrior. I don't know if it's going to help me ultimately, but it makes me feel, I feel happier about it. And you just buy Margraves. I do get to hit once, which is probably not a huge deal, but I'm happy about it. Okay, here we probably just play hero and smugglers, right? Really hope we get around to the champion. There's like an argument to be made to do some other stuff, but it's not a particularly strong argument. And then you're really trying to draw your champion. They do have 2 sack of loot, so they probably can scale their payload a little better. Also more trash than me, unfortunately, though I opened Steward. Some of that was my choice, some of that was that nightmare draw. But we do have Treasure Hunter. That's our secret cash influx thing. I don't know if page helps. Probably doesn't hurt. They do immediately play champion and draw. Well, they're thin. Let's be fair. They've trashed 6 cards. And I'm not thin, so There may be something to just, I'm not attacking them, so. And well, they might attack me again. I guess it depends a little bit what they do with the spell scroll, but this is probably over. Like, this is going to be sufficiently. I could toss. Are they gonna Margrave me again is the question. I guess if they do, then I can swap it out. Well, that doesn't help me, does it? I was thinking maybe here I trash with Stewart. I mean, what else am I doing? I guess the only other thing is to save for 5 and buy Margrave or something. I sort of desperately needed to hit like Champion Margrave as my 2 cards on this shuffle because there were 3 on top, or I don't know, Capital City Margrave, something like that. Guess you just do this. I don't know if that made that visible. Okay. We're going to have a bit of an issue here, I think. Because this turn just isn't good enough to stay competitive. They can go Margrave, Page, or whatever. And then next turn get 3 or 4 more Margraves. And that's just going to be it. There's no pile out. We still don't see champions, so I don't think there's any. The hunters are pretty bad now, or can be anyway. This turn, okay, now this turn can actually move. I was going to say this turn can't even actually move, but it can move now, which is something. We're going to draw here at least. They're going to get to move into another hero if they want it. Yeah, it's just too much. You should like triple Margrave or whatever. This could be another sack of loot if you want it. Yeah. Province is fine, and none of it particularly matters. I guess I can put in second sack of loot. What makes sense here? I don't really have a whole lot of draw. I have 3. There's another Margrave in here, but it doesn't matter. What does this get us to? 4, 8, 10, 11? 11, perfect. That's exactly what I want. We got a staff. The staff is ours. I don't think any amount of dudding can change what's going on here. Or we don't have like the overdraw to like make this like a, I mean, they're gonna just like quad province anyway, but That was a nice hunter, actually. I don't. They may have 5 provinces. I'm not sure. They played 3, so that was like 9 more. They can probably use staff on Steward to get like +6 instead of +2, right? Because they'll have 2 loots in the discard. They may even have a Margrave unplayed, in which case they can do a little bit further than that even. I don't know, maybe that was all the Margraves. Hammer picking up Stewards is pretty good too. I don't know what they're... I don't think the undos matter very much. But that's fair. They want to top deck the Steward, so... They're only 28. I thought they have more than that. Well, unfortunately, I wonder if there was an estate steward pile out. Yeah, unfortunately, the even beyond the issues of like, even if we had infinite draw here, I don't think we'd make it, because even if we could like empty the provinces, well, that would be close, to be fair. 30, 55, maybe a 5-point touch. One of them would be 8, one would be like 4. I think we'd still be short though. I guess the sack of loots could gain us uniques and get us there, but it's like the treasure hunter. They also have a staff. That was kind of cool. So in theory, there are 2 more Margraves down in here. I guess if we did have infinite money and draw, we could actually make it here. But alas, how many does the treasure hunter gain? It's like a lot. I mean, it's enough to get to $40 for sure, but we can't draw it all, unfortunately. We can draw a good bit of it though. You know, we have to do it once just for the joy. $6. Okay, I lied. We didn't actually have $40. We had like $30. What do you do? I mean, they top deck 2 stewards, but I guess you still just kind of play for the dud. Of course, I made myself have a dud as well, so it's not super meaningful, but now I have an insignia, but it's too late. I'm sure they'll just pile out, but Not pile out, but province out. What? Did they stop because they have it? Or if they actually full dudded, then I probably shouldn't have even taken the third province. But if they just stopped because they had 16 in hand, yeah, I mean, I don't know. What, like, if I hadn't taken it, they were short. They were short a pile, but they probably weren't short, like, practical half VP, basically. I wouldn't say. If they can get 2 more provinces anyway, that's pretty close to what would effectively be half VP there. All right, so we have Bandit Fort Governor Militia. Which is crazy. And Skirmisher too. And displaces here, I mean, displace is a little worse because you don't you don't really want to keep the golds, I guess, in this instance. That's so funny. This is a wild board. I think you go Militia Wishing Well, though. There may be some other things you could think about silver. Well, probably not silver, right? Okay, so we do hit... hopefully I don't have the militia. That's going to be brutal. Okay, they did whiff that. These last 2 are coppers, which is nice. We may stop their 5 hand, actually. Oh, the last card was copper. The last card wasn't guaranteed to be copper, but it turns out it was copper. So we may have stopped their 5 hand, and then the 5 hand is a little awkward to hit, or can be. Without silver. This isn't terrible. Obviously, we would have liked to just have drawn something nice, but... By guard dog. Yeah, guard dog can do a little bit of stuff here. Not super exciting, but we played all our... We just want to pig this, right? We may be letting them get... I guess, do we trigger this or not? We may be letting them get to 5, which isn't ideal. Yeah, definitely letting them get to 5. But we didn't have a way to stop it necessarily. How do we do this long term? The thing is that giving them silvers once they have the governor isn't such a great angle. They probably have the dog. Well, they played well, so I guess they didn't have the dog yet. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, this is the issue is I'm probably going to get a decent remodel here. Well, maybe not here, but on some turn. This is mostly not copper, but we didn't quite get what we wanted. Do we have another governor? Guess we do. Never mind, we got what we wanted. They get another guard dog. The guard dogs aren't that good. I'll be honest. They still had, that's funny, they still had, because of the trash, they still had the guard dog activation even after playing governor. It was pretty funny. Okay, so our goal here is to get, I mean, you can remodel the guard dogs too, so that's okay. We'll be trying to get the last governor, and then I think you do just kind of do silver floods while turning golds into province over whatever amount of time. You'd like to probably get like 2 or 3 more towns in a wild hunt. Probably, but okay. There's still a little bit of an issue with giving them the silvers. Not a huge thing, but so we won the governor split 7-3. They still don't have a second town, which means this kind of eats up the order they can do stuff in. Like they can't, when they do the remodels, they can't at this point in time have me down below like below. They can't do the discard and then do the remodels. They have to do the remodels like this. Now, as they get more towns, they will open up that a little bit, and the guard dogs will be pretty good draw. Will be good draw, but I think the question is, will they have time for it? Maybe they will. We're going to certainly start hitting with the silver stuff like next this turn. At the end of the day, unless you have governors, you don't have a way to contest the other person's silver stuff. Unless you have a lot of governors. Like if they're doing 3 or so for treasure, you don't necessarily have a way to convert that. Not easily anyway. I mean, it's hard to draw through this with just guard dogs, I think. We'll find out, I suppose. So let me think now. I mean, some of this stuff is kind of just a given. I think our goal should be like province guard dog maybe, or province wild hunt. Well, handing out some silvers for sure. So we have 4 of these still left. Okay, so we should be able to hit 2 wishes here. I thought they gave me a silver. Okay, so it's not guaranteed to hit 2. Well, we can play the town and then guarantee it, I guess. Though that leaves us without the buy. I'm not sure I'm doing this correctly. What did I say I wanted? That would be 10. 10 isn't quite there, is it? I mean, we can still do it. Well, how do we want to do this? We can still do kind of a control turn. If we want to. Trash, those are gone. I guess the question is whether Wild Hunter or Guard Dog are better. You do now have enough towns to do the order of the remodel stuff a little better. Okay. So do I want to try... There are some more aggressive plays to be done here if we want to try and get a remodel. If we want to try and get a remodel in. Or a copper trash in. They're just a little bit scary. I mean, I guess the question is how scary. We have 6 coppers and a gold. So this would be 3. So there would be 3 coppers and gold left still. As far as like stop cards. Let's try and get a trash. It's not a pile out, is there? That's very strange. I played this in the wrong order. There's just golds now. I played that Wishing Well town thing in the wrong order. There are no more stop. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So, I don't know. Can we win? If we do the wild hunts for estates, nah. The estate line is really weird to me. 1, 2, 3. I got a little bit lucky here because I didn't do this correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So one of the last cards is a wild hunt. The one is a town? One, two, three, four, five. It must be town. Okay. I doubt if any of this helps me much. Maybe wishing well to like horse traders. Or like guard dog to horse traders might be okay. Not sure. I'm assuming this is just their stop, but I don't. Guard dog to horse traders is not crazy. Oh, right. They're just doing it too. That makes sense. I'll be able to triple. We had quite a bit. Guess depends a little bit on when we find the wild hunts. We got to do. Maybe we won't triple. Well, we do have the horse traders now. Yeah, we do have the horse traders now. Also, the estates were not like a million miles away from the estates. That I also don't know if every estate gain like and we're here, we're already sitting at 5. That's the question, is like if every town goes to duchy, do I still end up on top? Well, not every single one is going to be fair. I also don't yet have the... That was not super good. What did I discard? Province and Wishing Well. There's a horse traders in there. Okay, this truly is 5. You get a governor and a this is all the coppers. This just wins, right? There's no amount of silver, or we can, well, no, we can't play the militia. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, we can play the militia. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we just need $4. Yeah. Well, you have Rat's Apprentice. That's fun. Witch. The old Pious Sanctuary. Getting thin, not an issue here. Villages. Villages a bit of an issue. You can do some silver mine. That's kind of cute. That might be worth doing, actually. I have to think about that. Which is probably not very good. You can do silver mine gondola stuff, which is cute. Band of Nomads can give you your buys, I guess, but well, Bobble already gives you your buys. Yeah, the draw's a little bit well, I don't know what I'm talking about. Buy is not an issue here. Not remotely. I guess you have Bobble as like a consolation prize if you hit the 2 on this borrow. What are you playing for though eventually? That's what I'm not clear on. There's like a lot of reasonable stuff to do in the opening here. That's not lacking. It's just a question of what you go for in the long term. I mean, you can certainly just silver mine's got to be good. I don't know how big you actually end up making any of it. Rats could give you a little plus action, but you know, for how long? And what are you doing with the plus action? Like the witch attack is pretty mild. And the draw stuff is fine, but you're not gonna have huge numbers of cash. I don't know. I'm gonna try this. Whoa. I guess you get to, oh, I see. Yeah, that's kind of nice, actually. Using the, I see. Yeah, that's cute. I didn't even notice that, the Band of Nomads part of it. Yeah, that is kind of cute all around. I think you'd do a silver here. Agree. Yeah, second silver is going to be a little worse. For sure. Or is not like notably better, but there is Rat's Apprentice. It's just like, why? Other than, you know, the joy of it, which is not nothing. We both miss. Okay, I didn't double miss, neither did Syamii. They go for the witch. I don't get to exile an estate, which is a bit of a bummer. Just go straight for rats. There's some nice things you can do with the witch, to be fair. Gondolas things. How do I get any of it going? Either contest the witch. I gotta try the rats thing. It's too important. It's too important to be the person with rats. They may buy gondola here to get the... to play the... no. Would have been nice to have one of the silvers in this turn. Would have been nice to draw not this hand. More silver mines. That's a lot of silver mines. Okay, the rats hit a little bit. I'm pretty scared they're gonna just do like a clean enough how do I say it? A clean enough sanctuary thing, you know? They get a nice reshuffle too. Well, this wasn't a reshuffle. They get a nice turn here anyway. Not actually that nice of a reshuffle, but yeah. Unfortunately, yeah, this is going to be way too fast. This is cool though, what I'm doing. All right, let's get a gondola. We need a top deck and apprentice for sure. We could get a favor. I think they're going to be clean. I think they're simply going to be clean. Do we take card? Do we take action? I don't know if we actually need the action. There is another apprentice in here. Which that could matter for. Look at how terrible my deck is. But it's cool. But it's cool. And that's what matters. Gondola's so pretty. Where are the rats? Guess I'll only have 2. That's not a huge number, I wouldn't say, of rats. That's interesting. I wonder if that's right. I mean, it might be right. It might be. So the issue here now is that, well, there are a couple of issues here. This is 2 rats and no apprentice. That's issue numero uno. Score differential, that's issue numero dos. That's true. He could. I don't think it necessarily helps us, but. Yeah, this is. This part is not having apprentice here was sad. But that's okay. We were already lost, so. We were already super duper lost. Where are the apprentices? They're nowhere to be found. Unfortunate. I'm sure they'll have enough to just go here. They're very, very clean. Clean enough anyway with borrow. All right, we're going back and forth. First player taking it. There's Launch Leprechaun, which is a thing. Can also interact with Marquee. Captain is pretty good here. The draw is a little lacking. Well, not the draw. The trashing is a little lacking. And beyond that, everything, I guess, works. It is going to, unfortunately, probably come down to, like, who can find marquees at the start of turns. And not a lot else. I say that there's still some tricks, but I can't believe silver. I'm gonna try Settlers Baron, but we'll see. I get the double six. Not necessarily, but it's possible. No, didn't quite hit the double six. There's 50-50 at that point. These are gonna be kind of weird. Excuse me. What do you go for on 5? 5 is the awkward price point here. Mystic's not very good. I could just launch and buy a Settlers. I could launch and buy a Leprechaun. Maybe you want to wait a little bit on that. I don't think Ironworks is actually very good here, even though the 4s are pretty good. Just as a stop card, it's a little scary. You can maybe play Captain as its own. You could go for a Blessed Village here, but again, the upside is pretty small. Maybe Leprechaun next shuffle. Do we want the Settlers or Throne Room? Next 6 should probably be Marquee. You can Throne Settlers, which isn't really different than playing Blessed Village here. Of course. That's awful. Let's launch. The 5s don't matter too much. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4. In case Leprechaun's on top, this is how we want it, I think. Or Captain even as Leprechaun. Yeah, I need to get a Marquee. Yeah, this is for sure just gonna live or die by people, whether people draw their marquees when people draw their marquees. Unfortunately, we would like more captains. Like if I find the wish or I find the marquee here, I might be able to do some nice stuff here. But if I don't, then it becomes way worse. I could take, and then the scary thing here is that, like if those things, I can see more cards by throning, but if I miss, then the buy isn't there unless I do the Baron, which helps. I guess the other outs are like if I find the Baron. But I get to see one more card depending on how I choose to play the captain here. Which is fine, but excuse me. I'm inclined to try the card, but it's all a bit scary. Okay, we did find captain at the very least, so 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three, four. The sad thing is if we find like marquee, we don't go anywhere still. Okay. We still don't cow. Now this is very bad, and this is like wish marquee bottom decked, which isn't great. We're only gonna see 2 cards at the most. Sea's Gift is nice. I wish I had Sea's Gift. I probably should have played. Oh no, I can't. This is bad. Well, we have to try and launch. Okay. Ooh. That's true. We could do. I'm gonna think. We may end up with another Baron play. Maybe we do 1, 2, 3, 4. There's still another seller, so 1, 2. So we could double the leprechaun, but it doesn't really work here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards in there. Or no, not 6 now, just 5. And we can see a few of them, but they're a little scary to leave. I guess if you don't find the wish, it's not so bad. Because then the wish is in there. You might draw the gold. Trying the gold actually would have been really nice, to be honest, but I wonder if bustling's pretty good. You can toss settlers to the marquees. Trying the gold would have been massive. Launch also, of course, gets you around some of the marquee restrictions, which probably doesn't matter until we have more golds than we have right now, but could be a thing. I maybe should have thrown something last turn, thrown to captain like this. This is nice. They don't get they don't get a leprechaun this turn. They probably could have with a captain, but yeah, this will be awkward because I don't know, would there be a pile out for us anywhere? Probably not. We could throne the captain here, I guess. It might be better to save that, though. I wonder if anybody has threat on anything. You need an awful lot of overdraw to like be able to kill the ironworks off. But it's not nothing. I'm really not super sure on any of this, but okay. This is not what we want. Okay, this is what we want. I don't know, can we get 4 provinces? If we can get 4 provinces, that might be worth doing. The other thing, of course, is just I'm a little worried about an estate pile out from them. I guess the other piles, there's nothing super low. Nobody has ironworks, which would make quite a bit of difference here. Okay, so I have marquee down there, which may mean that the play is just to stop here. We have $18.22 possible. We cannot, there's no way double province is safe. There's just no shot. They don't have any wishes, so they still just have... Maybe they have as many marquees as me at this point. If you get a throned captain or a throned leprechaun, they may have threat here, but... They do have a lot of captains. I really don't know that any of this is safe. I guess they're getting the... Oh, no, they passed the leprechaun thing again. Do they think... Oh, no, well, they can play it in the captain. Okay, but they didn't throne it. But they had a bunch of captains, so maybe they're just there anyway. This is probably a win. I wonder if I had a win. It took me a little while to find stuff. I mean, GG to them here. I assume this is a win. I assume wishes to captains gets it done. Or they just go triple. Oh no, they just triple. That's terrible, right? Why didn't they try to pile out or anything? I only need... Isn't that terrible? I only need one province. That's 21. 4 duchies in a state. Or like 4 estates. 3 duchies, 4 estates. I guess the only question for me is how do you start it off? That's gotta be losing. It's not like that much money. 15, 23. I don't know. We do the marquee. We only need $23. Ooh, we need to save some of the estates. But like, I mean, we don't need that much money. This is not like payload stuff, unfortunately. But we can get there. How do we... We need 20. We can wish for duchy. That's pretty good. And then we only need 23 and we need to find the ironworks. Maybe I'm supposed to play... Well, we do need to at least think about actions a little bit. And probably we want to try and get to the leprechaun. That's probably pretty important. We want to get to the leprechaun. One, two, three, four, five. What else do I discard? Like a settlers? One, two, three, four, five. Pretty easy, right? What are we at now? Like way more than enough. That was weird. The fast triple duchy was really strange. So I guess they were in trouble anyway. I don't know. I'm surprised they didn't have a win. Or didn't look for a win. Okay. Well, guess we could open remake. What is remake any good here even? Like, does it actually matter? Anvil might be okay. The thing is there, maybe it's alright. It's not good with fishermen, though there are other twos worth buying anyway. And then it doesn't seem all that great. You can just gain the threes directly. Or gain that stuff directly. It's probably fine. Will wisp, nice. This will be weird. We'll be like too thin for Rangers, but they'll still probably be pretty good. This was a very good draw for them. Maybe they're gonna crush me here. I wouldn't be too shocked if that were to occur. No, you take Miningville, probably bless it. They take that. Normally this would be a thing you do, right? Didn't help hugely. Didn't hurt though. Yeah, I didn't really think of the way the horse angle with remake. That's pretty good. Unfortunately, here I kind of have to trash. Boy, do I wish I had those wisps. Probably doesn't need Flame's Gift at this point. Probably also doesn't help too much with the double anvil. Okay, it does take it. I guess they have enough coppers there, yeah. I mean, as long as you can still do this, then yeah, for sure. That looks all really good. Okay, I lose this game. You can take that, yeah. I lose this game. I haven't had the best... I don't even know CS. Well, it can't be worse than nothing, right? There's Way the Horse. I think they got good boons, but I do like the remake looking back on the opening. I think that's got to be better than just going straight for Anvil, for sure. You do get such a tempo. They have this huge tempo lead. Well, deck quality, everything is way above. I'm a little skeptical of this silver buy, but everything else certainly looks good. That pixie is no good. Doubt this helps me much here. I maybe should have checked it a little closer, but essentially they didn't do the anvil stuff at all. So they must have top decked those. They may have a bit of a dud here. I don't know how likely that is, but yeah, unfortunately, at the end of the day, you do need to get the like econ pixies to make your deck put out a lot of money, and I've sort of missed the boat on that, at least a little bit. Well, that doesn't help me now. If I had known it was going to be that, I would have used a coffer to get a gold for sure. But that did not work out. We do have a good hand for it though, actually, so that's cool. Did they dud? There was like a really weird this is also probably not correct, but maybe it'll be fine. There's very little upside to playing this here. Or there's some upside, but it's not massive, and it's kind of scary. Now maybe you'll leave, like if you drew both the Rangers especially, pretty bad. Obviously they had anvils, so it does help the anvils quite a bit, but this is kind of weird. I'm not convinced that was any good from them, but we'll see. Like even for me, well, I can trigger this if I wave the horse, but or also depending on what this pixie is. Probably gets me another 4. Now it's not as good as like a mining or like a mountain's gift would be. And I guess the question is, what do we have here this turn anyway? We probably have to trigger, or we probably have to horse here the candlestick maker and try and find the goat, at least the goat. It doesn't. We don't have a way to get Mountain's Gift now, though, which maybe is bad enough. Though it's hard to play to that. It's not. It's not like there's a clean path to doing that. And in any case, it was crazy to play the Ranger on that turn. I firmly believe that. I mean, you do have Way of the Horse, I guess. Okay. Divide Province. Yeah, I think we needed them to have a worse turn than that, which wasn't very likely, like at all. So, not weird or anything, but I'm just thinking we probably needed something slightly worse than that to have a shot here. We can dance a little though, and there are more duds possible. We can at least stay pace for the moment. Which is worth something. So we trash the copper. We're not real likely to get more palace anyway. I mean, at some point we might, but I guess if we do, we can rebuy the copper anyway. They still have a pixie. This is good for them. I don't know. Do I have a path? Is there like a building path that gets me anywhere? I wonder if we'll open up an estate pile out eventually. This is like just, I mean, if you're ahead, I think go ahead and take the River's Gift. Yeah. Because you can just put out a lot more money than I can and gains. So as long as you stay consistent. I don't think I'm going to be able to threaten triple in any shape. Their finishes are also pretty, well, look, yeah. Like they can score quite easily by buying one copper. River's Gift was actually pretty huge there. Because there's some shot of a dud for them. For either of us, but I mean, I need them to dud. They're not going to with the Rivers, I don't think. I don't know. I just don't think there's going to be a path for me. There are a lot of things they can buy here that are totally fine. I don't like the copper yet. You don't need it. And so you are exposing yourself to a little bit of a something you don't really need to. Oh, I still have 3 coppers. Okay. Yeah, I don't think palace dancing, I don't think I have anything on that front to do. There was no way I was going to have enough money to empty. Like, they probably can just empty mining villages next turn. No matter what I do here. What do they have? If they draw, right, they're going to have enough to do it regardless. They have 5 buys, total of 7 gains if they draw deck. So, yeah, we have to play for a dud here. And then I really don't need this copper. Now they have the, okay, and I dud anyway, so I guess this isn't strictly a dud. It's really hard to dud here because of the way the horse can take a pretty weird draw. But yeah, they were pile outable anyway. So me lowering the mining villages didn't change that. If they don't get river, I can be a little more optimistic in the play. But since they have river, they didn't even take the win. What? It's so annoying. Is there... No, it's like way too many. I guess I'll play for it, but... Really strange, though, that they're not even looking for that stuff or something. I don't really get it. Because it's not... Whatever. I mean, it's to my advantage. I don't know why I'm whining about it, but... What do I need to come back? How many duchies? 27? That's not quite enough. I wonder if the gold makes more sense here. I wonder if, like, silver gold makes more sense. I mean, what they did is like really, really likely to work basically every time, but I don't know. It's weird. Like, you obviously had enough material to I guess we're going to game 7. Wait, what? It got changed when I clicked it. All right, we have a shepherd familiar. Oh my gosh, no trashing. Oh my gosh. Is there any angle on the Vietnams? Oh boy. Oof. You can make the shepherds, I mean, you can like get around it a little bit. If you draw well enough, you can maybe get around it. I don't know. The familiar is probably pretty good here. I guess you can then go for an estate rush or something. I don't know if that would work, but There's a lot of consistency stuff here, I guess, is the point I'm trying to make. Which doesn't mean you can survive taking 5 curses, but, you know, that would be the angle. With good enough draws, you might survive it. Jeweled Egg is unactivatable. Yeah, there's some things to do here for sure, but it's all a little bit nasty. I guess you can like Banquet Coven or something. I don't know why you do that, but I mean, it would give you Labyrinth points. There is a Labyrinth angle here. I don't know what it does for you necessarily, but you do hit the familiar. You get Banquet Barge, I guess. So not the best. They're going to get a little better shuffle than me, probably. But they don't hit Royal Galley Familiar, at least. Which maybe would have been GG's. Well, probably not GG's, but, you know, not good. What do you take here? I mean, the silvers are still good. Barge next turn. Is Captain any good? I mean, it's okay for Shepherd, but... Oh, man. This is so bad. These are 2 familiars. They're also going to probably shuffle before I can do anything. Well, they're definitely going to shuffle. So the curses are going to miss their shuffle. Oh, I hate this game. Alright, well, it was a good match, but... I don't know that I feel real bad about any of the losses I took, either. As far as how I played. Maybe that witch one. Yeah, probably that witch one wasn't great, but it still would have been kind of hard. Yeah, what do you do here? It's not over yet. I shouldn't talk about it like it's completely over, but it does super suck to have this go down this way. Oh, yeah. And I'm not sure the captain is that good. But it's probably alright. That was kind of expected from that position. They play the barge too. Yeah, they get to barge, draw up, and then next turn... Oh my gosh. They get to barge, draw up, and then the next turn they get to... Shepherd, or do Captain Shepherd. So I'm going to end up taking maybe all 3 of these. It's not really clear I'll get around to anything. Which is unfortunate. did at least get to shuffle. They only found one green card. So not huge. They're buying province, which I don't know that I like that much at all, but okay. We got a little something there. I mean, we at least gave another curse. That'll be it for the cursing from us, but at least we didn't take all three. There's a real chance of that. I am going to lose this though. There is a shepherd in here. Shepherd. Guess we trigger. Not totally sure on that. That worked out. Oh man, we're just dying. We're just dying over and over again. We really, really, really needed to find captain or barge. I mean, if they give you time, you can come back here, but it takes a while. I don't really like that much. I don't think Dutchy's right. We could just go ahead and do it this way. We do need a barge. This is unfortunately quite a good turn for them. Pretty good anyway. I do think they've played this stuff in like weird order. I wonder if you do shepherd or pawn. I mean, you have a captain anyway. If you do the pawn first now, you can at least give yourself a little better shot at drawing. I guess I didn't actually have the captain yet, did I? Whoops. Okay, let's see this. Okay, there are no... We really needed the barge, like, very badly. Like, very, 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 very badly we needed the barge. And we had an okay shot of getting to it, I would say. Maybe I'm wrong. Well, we gotta hope for a pretty good draw through here. This is okay. We at least found the barge anyway. We didn't. Where are the captains? Okay, we have to do this though. They're unfortunately going to have a pretty good turn here too. We're not really close on 3 piles, fortunately. I'm going to draw a lot this turn, I think. Whether I'll draw a lot and be happy, I don't know. But lowering there is like so scary to me. Because you don't really know. That any of it'll work out. I mean, it's not like it's a pile. Okay, that's pretty good though. That may get you to a $9 hand. Did they have it in hand already, or was it just like, man, that sucks so bad. If I had gotten 8, that still wouldn't have been enough. I needed some kind of dud. Alright, well. That's match, not a fun one to end on, but that's how it goes sometimes. We didn't have a lot of close games there. Except for the one that he kind of gifted to me. They kind of gifted to me. Alright, well, it was a good run. I'm happy to have done this well this year. And I still have the 3rd place match, so look forward to that. And I'll catch you all later.